All right, let's do a quick rundown. You guys just saw the harness bar, it's in blue, and I do kind of have a blue accent to the interior aside from these red belts, which luckily I can run for now, but we are gonna get new belts in the future. These are expired. Now these are a clip-in end, and that's how I had them mounted to eye bolts in the rears, but that's not the proper way to do it. We have our sides, which are eye bolts, and those will work. When I bought this, it came with another pair of harnesses. You can see these are the same type of things, they go up, but here's where it gets weird. Right here in the back, you can see how these are connected. It's a little weird, but here's the thing we need. This is what the end of the belt looks like. Nothing, because it's a wraparound end. So that way, we can wrap this around the harness bar correctly, and we'll do that whole setup in this video. It's gonna look funky because we got this whole black interior. Wheel has a blue accent. There's a blue thing on the shifter, engine bay's blue, harness bar is blue, and then we got these bright red Sabelt harnesses. So it will look kind of clownish, a little weird, but we have new harnesses coming soon. So it's just temporary. Now I know some of you guys are wondering why I got a harness bar when I hate wearing harnesses and I prefer to never wear them. I've reached out twice to OSW to ask about the bucket seat and if I'm required to have a proper harness setup. If I have a bucket seat, they have not responded. So instead of going to the track at OSW and not passing tech, I just took the time to get a harness bar, and we're gonna install harnesses so there's just no issues at the track whatsoever. I hate moving my seat position, but we're gonna have to move both of the seats up. So let's do that now. All the way back. So it locks in place. Same on this side. And we're gonna give it a nice firm. Okay. We're gonna have to unbolt our seatbelt brackets. I'm gonna get you guys a good angle and we're gonna start taking some stuff off. This looks like a 14. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, Jake brake on him. Yes. You boys got that good eye. When you take this off, be careful because there's just a ton of washers and random things on here. I don't know if this is stock, but this is how mine looks right now. We're gonna repeat the same thing on this side. Unfortunately, this bucket seat does not leave us space, so we're gonna have to walk around. Where's the harness bar? This should be pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm just gonna put the bolts on that end, and then we'll figure out these two things.
Oh, hell no! Boy, if you don't...
I'm super excited. This is the coolest thing ever. You know, building your car is so fun. I'm not just getting in the seat and boo-doo-doo and driving, dude. Like, I'm actually in here working on the car. I love it. And I miss this, dude. I miss the actual hands-on work, but we're back to the hands-on work. I love it, man. Oh, I don't get to see this a lot either. Look how good that bridge looks. This bridge seat looks amazing, dude. With the diamond bag, like, I love it, bro. And no, the seat's not loose. I just have the brackets loosened so I can move it. That's why it's wobbling like that. All right, so when it comes to these supporting arms, people bolt them in a bunch of different places. I saw someone bolted in right here, which doesn't make sense to me because I don't see how that angle would work. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt them to where the stock belt would go down here, and I'm gonna see how I like it. That is rigid. Oh man, I like that. That is nice. Okay, by the way, you did not see this off camera, but I loosened these on both sides and angled this down. This takes a sharp angle down and I kind of realized the way I had it before was higher than this, so the belt would have been going up. You want it to go back straight or just slightly down. Usually you don't keep your stock belts when you do this, by the way. I wanted to keep my stock belts for obvious reasons. These Allen bolts, tighten them. I hand tighten these because I don't have a wrench in the car. Tighten the eye bolt down there, tighten that bolt here. These two bolts are tight. And this thing, whole car is shaking, the entire car. It's very, very sturdy. I'm gonna show you guys how to properly wrap your harness around a harness bar. First off, you're gonna need a 3-bar slide, 2 of them for each belt, and that's it in the harness bar. I'm gonna do a voiceover because I'm doing a mouth mount. All right, so first you want to take the belt and your 3-bar slide. You're gonna feed the belt up through the end closer to the seat, and then you're gonna feed it down through the other end that's closer to the harness bar. Make sure your 3-bar slide is as close as possible to the actual harness bar before you move on to the next step. Next, you're going to go under the harness bar and then up and over it with the actual harness. Feed it back up through the end closest to the bar, and then feed it back down through the end closest to the seat. The last step is to fold it back and go back down through the end closest to the bar, and then you're going to pull it tight. Then you can just roll up the belt around that little tiny bar and use a zip tie to hold it in place, and you're done. It's not as tight as I wanted, but I think this seat's too far back actually, so when I move it forward, and obviously when I'm strapped in, I think it'll be pretty snug, pretty good fit. All right, I'm gonna do the other side, and I will see you guys when it's fully complete. These are the side belts. We're gonna put these in right now. All right, and then I would wrap these over like so. Boom. I don't have the holsters here, which I will probably put those back on. First off, we got this. Those are something I needed to get for the car for the longest time, and they're finally here. I procrastinated and waited on that. I shouldn't have, but at least we have it now. And these two packages are gonna be for us to fix the aero. Passenger side's decent, but it's time for us to really hard mount this aero because the other day, my driver's side skirt fell off. And look at the stickies. This quarter panel, this rear over is actually disconnected. Stuff is slowly coming in. If you don't know already, the harness does not clip in. This was more of a test fit. The real install was an actual harness bar, so we're gonna have harnesses coming next week, and I'll swap those out in the next video.